out of nowhere, we heard this huge crash coming from the kitchen. We ran in there to find the poodle hiding under the kitchen table and trembling, and her food dishes upside down across the kitchen from where they normally sit.
You are watching Creepy with Coffee.
Reading a story posted by Pina Colada Bunny titled Loud, Audible, Human-Sounding Groan. I've posted a few times about our very active house, but the fun continues. Last week, my husband said the house had a strange atmosphere all day whilst I was out at work. The next day, when we were in our home office about 10 feet apart, when we both of us heard a loud audible groan noise. My husband made a flippant comment about me making the noise. I quickly glared at him and said, the noise was not made by me. We stared at each other in realization that neither of us made the noise, but we both definitely heard it. It was a very human-like noise, and it was in the room rather than sounding within the walls or outside. Reading a story posted on Reddit by OK Bit Strange, titled Saw a Shadow Figure Under a Bridge. This happened in 2017. I was hanging out under a bridge with my friends when I was in high school, and it had really cool graffiti, so we used to go there to take pictures and just hang out. There's once we decided to go at night. We were sitting on the far left of the ledge. Anywho, we were just talking about random things, and to the far right, I saw a shadow figure of a man. He was sitting on the edge of the ledge, just hanging out too. I thought I was tripping at first, so I kept looking away, but every time when I turned to look back, the man is still there. I was convinced that still, it's pretty much my mind playing tricks on me. Later on in the conversation, we started talking about paranormal, and my friend mentioned how this place was really creepy at night. I then mentioned how I thought I kept seeing this figure over there. I actually pointed at where I saw the man. She was like, "Bro, I see it too." I was convinced she was playing with me, so I didn't believe her, but she insisted she saw it too and thought she was tripping as well. Reading a story posted on Reddit by A-Line Educational 88 titled Lady in the Window. Years ago, my ex-wife and I were visiting her parents for Christmas. We arrived late and were staying in their guest room. About 2 a.m. in the morning, I was awakened by the sound of children laughing and playing outside the bedroom window. I looked up and saw my mother-in-law standing in the window looking out at the children. I didn't think anything of it and simply rolled over and went back to sleep. The next morning at breakfast, I asked my mother-in-law about coming into our room and looking out at the window. She said, "Huh? I didn't come into your room last night. I would never just come in when guests are staying." Then my ex-wife said she couldn't have come in because she locked the door. I asked then who was the lady standing and looking out at the window. My mother-in-law looked at her husband and she said, "He saw her." I said, "Her? Who her?" She said, "We have a ghost that only guests have seen standing in that window looking out. We don't know who she is, only that she's harmless. She just stands there looking out at the window. Up until this visit, I did not believe in ghosts. But I know what I saw. I saw her so clearly and I thought it was my mother-in-law." Reading a story posted on Reddit by Fly Skeleton titled Star 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 and followed by 7 6s called me years ago. I was about 16 in high school. My sister was next to me, and when the number called me, it had my area code. I've been experimenting with Ouija board for months now and actually have responses coming through a couple times. But this time, it was a call. When I answered the call, it wasn't like a young person like I expected it to be, because I was thinking maybe my friend was trying to mess with me. But it was a man who sounded like he was at least 45 something. I knew literally no one that age who wanted to pull a prank on me like that, not family or friends. The guy then asked me where I was, and I said, "Why do you want to know?" Actually, very nervously. I can't explain, but when he laughed, it sent the worst chills down my spine. Even telling you this story, I'm getting it right now. He sounded like someone from the 50s or 60s, very elegant yet evil at the same time. Then he said, "Don't worry, I'll find you." And I hung up. I tried calling it for like 3 seconds later to show my mum, but the caller number don't exist. Reading a story posted on Reddit by Kirishina Ayaka, titled The Necklace. I don't have anyone to tell the weird stuff that happens to me, so I'm gonna just tell you guys here. Once I saw this really nice necklace on an online auction, and I just placed my bid and I actually won. The seller was a German man, and it took a while for my package to arrive. I was super proud of my new necklace, and I started wearing it from the exact moment I first held it in my hands. After a month of wearing it, weird things started happening to me. 2 events occurred. The first one was a Sunday or Saturday morning, and I remember being very relaxed and hearing the voice of a little girl talking to me, even though I couldn't understand what she said. I didn't see her, I just heard her voice. Everyone in my house was asleep, so that made me freaked out. The second event occurred on a Wednesday night. It was around 10 p.m. and I usually go to bed at around 9 to 9:30 because I take a longer time to fall asleep. I was feeling relaxed and I was half asleep, half awake. I realized that is when I heard a female voice humming a tune, even though my parents were downstairs and my brothers were sleeping. It scared me a lot at first, but I don't really mind, and I just let myself fall asleep. After that, I told my family about what happened. That is when they figure out probably it's the necklace. Reading a story posted on Reddit by Queen Aurelia, titled Weirdest Experience in My Home Yet. I bought my home 4 years ago and have had a lot of strange things happening while living there. I'm in my 40s and have never had any paranormal experiences before moving into this house. I have a lot of things happening, like lights turning on and off, sinks turning on by themselves, full blast, vacuums on by itself, items disappearing or reappearing, and so many others. Even there's a repair guy who came over to work on the house, asked me if my house was haunted because he witnessed things turn on and move on their own. So earlier today, I dropped an earring on the floor. I watched it as it dropped and hit the floor. I saw it on the floor. I bent down to pick it up, and somehow it just disappeared. Like it was there 1 second and gone to the next. I looked all around for it. I got a flashlight, moved the furniture that was sort of nearby, and looked underneath. I even got a broom and swept the area trying to find it. And it was gone. It literally disappeared into thin air right in front of me. I felt like I was going crazy. I left the house and went on a long walk to clear my head. After that, I came back, looked for it some more, and again, I couldn't find it. I then said out loud, "Very funny, you made your point. Let me find it before I go crazy." I then had an urge to look at a specific place for it, and somehow my earrings were there. There is no possible way it could have gotten where I found it from where I dropped it. For the record, I do live alone and no one else was at my house today. Reading a story posted on Reddit by K. Griffin, titled My Nanny's Haunted House. So this story is short but safe to say it creeped the hell out of me because I still tell it to people ever so often. My nanny, which is my mother's mother, lived in an older house when I was younger. My family always joked that it was haunted because we always heard bumps and bangs and stuff of that sorts. Just overall, it gave a creepy vibe. I got to where I wouldn't stay the night over there unless I had to because my parents work a lot. When I was about 15, I was staying at Nanny's and we were in her bathroom doing something getting ready for bed. It was just me and Nanny alone in the house aside from her older poodle. Out of nowhere, we heard this huge crash coming from the kitchen. We ran in there to find the poodle hiding under the kitchen table and trembling, and her food dishes upside down across the kitchen from where they normally sit. There were heavy ceramic bowls that sat down in a metal kind of tray stand type thing. Water and food everywhere. At first we were like, Brandy, which is the dog's name, what did you do? Then we kind of realized that the bowls and the tray weigh more than she did, as she was probably 8 pounds or so. Plus, she was pretty old at that point. The stand was also upside down in the middle of the kitchen. No clue what happened that night, but safe to say we were thoroughly freaked out. Hey, if you have watched a couple of videos and also shorts on this particular channel, why not consider subscribing and push on the notification button so that you'll be notified when I post up creepy stories like this.